Do you think since you've been in prison, since all the times you've been in prison, from the first time you went in when you were 23 to the most recent time you got out a few months ago, do you feel like there has been a lot of prison reform, or does it feel like the same thing it was in the 80s till now?
To me, it still feels the same.
Right.
It just gets worse and worse.
Right. Worse and worse. So how so? Like
prison gets worse and worse every day.
Right.
The abuse, drug. There's more drugs in prison that you could find in the street.
That's really?
Yes.
So
they got so much drugs in prison.
So if you're a drug addict in prison, you're not going to get better behind bars.
Get better.
No. You're going to get worse.
Drugs all over prison.
Right.
All over prison, there's always drugs.
Do you think that's on purpose to like keep inmates there for longer?
I don't know. It's not a purpose. It's the family that be bringing up the drugs. Well, the officers in there be bringing drugs too.
Really?
Yeah.
And then what do you expect it to give? But what do they do? Like, why is the reason an officer would do that?
There was this guy, this officer in Wyoming.
Speak it to Mike.
In Wyoming, there was this guy that the officer used to bring him drugs for he could sell them in prison, because you make a lot of money in prison selling drugs. Like a nickel bag, they sell out here for $5.
Right.
They'll sell it out in there for $50.
Wow, it's like Yankee Stadium prices.
One little bag for $50. A $5 bag, they sell it for $50.
Wow.
Yeah. So you make money in prison. There was this officer bringing mad drugs to this guy. But he got busted. So then the guy that got busted by other officers, he got locked up. They put him in the hole, which is called SHU. In the box. They put him in the box and everything. Boom, boom. He got new charges and everything and all that. So he snitched on the officer, the one that used to bring him the drugs.
Right.
Boom. So when they found that out, those same officers went into that cell, took that guy, hanged him up, murdered him, and then they put an excuse that he hanged himself.
But it was a lie.
The officers did that just to back their asses up.
Wow.
Because he had snitched on the officer. And they had arrested one of the officers.
Right.
So they said that the inmate hanged up himself. But it was the officers that murdered the guy.
Do you feel like were there any officers in prison from the times you went that like you actually miss now? Like, do you become friends with all these people? Like,
oh yeah, they become like my family.
Right.
Especially being there so long. There's a whole bunch of people in there that I got so close to.
Right.
That when I was leaving, I felt I was going to miss.
Right.
Because they get so attached to you and they become like your family. Just like I tell you, forget about the outside world.
Right.
You live in your world in there now. So you start building a new relationship. You start building new friends.
So it wasn't like every single morning you woke up, you're like, oh, I'm in this nightmare. I'm still in prison. You start to become, it feels home.
In the beginning. In the beginning, it does. In the beginning, you feel like you're in oh my God.
Yeah, no, I almost snapped in quarantine because I couldn't, when I couldn't go to the supermarket or walk up the block.
It's crazy, but then after a while, you start getting used to it. You get used to it.
Like anything else.
You got no other choice but to get used to it.
So how many different prisons were you in?
Oh my God, I'm a celebrity in the whole state. Upstate, I'm like all over the place.
Everybody knows you.
All over the place. There was people that was coming up in Rikers. From Rikers Island, just coming up to getting sentenced and everything. And when they used to end up upstate, where I was at or to other prison, they already knew who I was while they were in Rikers Island.
Wow.
That's how I was like famous up in prison. I was a celebrity in prison.
And what do you think
and that's
is?
what the officers used to tell me. You're a celebrity in here. Everybody knows who you are. I never took shit from nobody. I have gun to gun with weapons.
Is that
guys.
penises or weapons?
No.
Okay. No, because you said gun. I didn't know what you meant.
Guns, weapons.
Oh, weapons.
We make
okay.
our own weapons, shanks, and all that. I have gone fights with dudes. Me and another guy stabbing each other. I got stabs all over my body. Going
really?
gun to gun.
I remember one really bad time when you had to be like hospitalized.
Because you got stabbed?
Yeah.
And what was the fight over?
No, this one was because this guy fell in love with me. He was obsessed over me, blah, blah, blah.
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, Puerto Rican.
They always want to fall in love, and that's how you get stabbed.
So I didn't pay him any mind. I liked him as a friend, and I told him I like you as a friend. You cool people and everything. No, you're going to be mine. If you ain't going to be mine, you ain't going to be nobody.
Wow.
Blah, blah, blah. So one time I'm in the yard playing handball with little pumpo ass shorts, a little ass t-shirt. He comes to the bag with something this big.
Oh.
this big, and he stabs me in the back. It went right through my lungs.
Oh my
It hit
God.
one of my lungs. And when
People
I
are
turned
worried about
around-
COVID.
And when I turned around, he got me right here. He
Wha-
put that shit all the way in, and he said, "You ain't gonna be with nobody." So
He
I-
wanted to kill you.
Yeah, he wanted to kill me. So blood just started
Hold it closer,
dripping
Titi.
all over my whole body.
Hold it
got all
close.
full of blood.
Yeah, right.
So I was like going. I was like he blew one of my lungs. He made a
You
hole
thought
right
you were
through my
dying.
lungs.
At
Yeah,
that moment,
I
you were
thought
like,
I
I'm
was
dying.
Yeah, and that's.
So what happened though
and things
then?
like that happens, but he.
No, but what
got
happened? The
his.
medics came and saw it and everything?
They took me and they thought I wasn't gonna make it, and I was in Attica. And as a matter of fact, they put me in a chopper because I had 7 minutes to make it to the outside hospital.
Right.
If not, I would have been dead within 7 minutes. They flew me on a chopper from Attica all the way to the outside hospital in Buffalo,
Wow.
and they saved my life.
Wow.
Yep.
Was it when you
But-
did you lose consciousness and all that?
Yeah, I was in a coma for a few days.
When you woke up in Buffalo,
When
you're like, oh, that's
I
nice, a new place.
when I woke up, the first thing that I seen next to me was my mom.
She was there. Yeah, she came up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom was great. I remember when I first met her. I first met Abuelita when Jasmine and Vinny and I started dating,
Yeah,
and then
my
she
mom
when she
was a
passed
beautiful
away.
woman.
Yeah, I remember when they wouldn't let you go to her funeral because
No, oh my
you were
God,
in
we're
prison.
crazy,
That was
yeah.
messed up.
Yeah.